Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Mayor Wilder here from the city of North Canton. I got a lot of stuff on today. One of my friends, who's a former nurse, was so kind to make me a new face mask. And it's much more comfortable than the other one I could wear, more breathable, but yet very protective for me. And I want to thank my good friend for doing that for me. For this week of May, there's always some special interest days that jump out in front of us. And I don't know if you're aware of it, but on Tuesday, May 5th, was National Teacher Day. And I could just imagine what would be taking place in the classrooms today with if our students were in school, how they would be caring for their teachers and educators. They have such an important role in our lives that to have a day special for them is terrific. If I may share, it was Mrs. Martin, my fifth grade teacher, who really gave me an opportunity to turn my childhood around, okay, and give me some direction. And God bless her soul. But I will never forget my fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Martin, from Avondale Elementary School. What a dear, dear lady, very caring, and for her children, but also helped give me a start in my education. So thank you, Mrs. Martin. Today is also National Nurses Day. So thank you for all the nurses on our front line who are handling the COVID-19 crisis, and really all you do throughout the year. I've had my need to have a nurse every once in a while for a couple medical conditions that came up. But you know what? Their care and understanding, it goes beyond their education and experience. Thank you for what you have done for us to keep us safe. And our prayers are with you as for your safety and well-being. As you care for us, we care for you. Tomorrow is National Prayer Day. That's Thursday, May 7th. Our country has had a long history of prayer. And all I'd like to ask of us is when you can, take a moment and just thank and give thanks for what we've been given. And we'll get through this crisis. But there's always a good time to reflect. And it's nice that we have a National Day of Prayer. But just think about that. Reflect on what we've been given and what we can give. So thank you very much for thinking about that. Lo and behold, I don't want to forget Mother's Day, and that is Sunday. And I hope the families will have a chance to reconnect with their loved ones, especially that we have in our assisted living, independent living, and some of our nursing homes. I know the isolation must be terrible for them and the lack of connection with family members. But see what you can work out. Do the best you can to reach out to them. Let them know that you love them. We do miss them, and that a mother's love is so special, just like a father's. But there's just something about your mother that God bless mine and my mother-in-law. What leaders they were for our family, and keeping us grounded, and just taking care of us in so many different ways. So thank you, Mom, for everything you did for us. As you can see, I've got my Vikings hat on. You know, this is the beginning. May 4th through May 8th is the senior week for North Canton City Schools. And you know, the class of 2020 has endured a lot these last couple of months. And I have all the confidence in the world that they will take their disappointment or the disappointing events of the past and create positive changes for an impact for the future. Just remember, learn from these experiences. Hope you'll have a memory of them forever, and don't let anything stop you with what you want to do. I do have something in common with this class of 2020. 50 years ago on May 4th, on Monday, I was a freshman in the middle of my spring quarter at Kent State University. I experienced the events of May 1st through May 4th, and the tragedy and how that impacted my world and the world of so many other peoples, not only at our university, but across our country. I know what it was like to have classes canceled at the last minute. I know what it was like to be told, go home at the end of the day, trying to figure out how we're going to get home. I know what it's like to complete our finals and our classwork by mail or by telephone. I know what it was like to have one day a sign saying, this is the day that you can come and clean out your dorm, and that's it. I was also familiar with the uncertainty that what does the future hold for me with my education or just going back to that university. But you know, there's many of us who continued on with their education there that believed in what the university had to offer. It took time for us to really take ownership of the unfortunate tragedy that occurred there. But I just want to let you know that I empathize with you, and but we'll get through this. And the events of that day impacted me, which really focused me to go in my career. So I just want to thank you for enduring what you've had, and you'll do well in this in the world to come. Just remember, North Canton is your home. We're very proud of you, and we all wish you goodwill. And again, thank you for the staff and the educators and the volunteers that have been out there, and the parents that have always been there for you. The last couple of nights I've been out with the pickup of their cap and gowns, and the kids are energized, and I think we're making lemonade out of lemons, okay? And we're doing the best we can, and there's supporters out there for you. I know our safety forces have been out and about and trying to help celebrate your time as a senior. Getting down to some city business now, I just want to bring to everybody's attention on Thursday, tomorrow, May 7th, the milling of Apple Grove Street from North Main to Marquardt will begin. And our engineers, they're going to be drilling down about 2.5 inches, eventually putting on a finished coat. But over the next few days, all 4 lanes of Apple Grove from North Main to Marquardt will be under milling. They're going to do 1 lane at a time. My caution is, for the safety of the workers there, and maybe for your own time and energy, you may want to find an alternative route to where you're going over the next few days. And because that was on schedule, it's ready to be milled and repaved. So over the next few days, maybe into a little bit of next week, that will be going on there. So just maybe find an alternate location, protect our workers up there, maintain slow speed, and be safe. And we would certainly appreciate that. Couple updates: the sanctuary repavement has been completed. It'll be going through some cleanup here shortly. The catch basins are almost near completion on Portage, so that's very good that we can do that. Excuse me. New England Red Coach, their repaving has been completed. Got a little cleanup over there. Pineview Southeast down by Northfield, there's going to be some work being finished there for the asphalt. Curbs and gutters should be completed. And I just want to remind you that City Council, our boards and commissions, continue to follow the guidelines for open meetings, and that if you have an opportunity that you want to listen in on one or participate, you may do so. Our city operations overall are dealing with the COVID-19 guidelines. We are operating as best we can at this time. I want to give a special thanks to all our stakeholders in our community, whether it's a faith-based organization or community, our education communities, our residents, and businesses. I can't thank you enough for following the guidelines and mandates that have been issued for us to follow by the President of the United States, the Ohio Department of Health, Governor Michael DeWine's office, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and our Stark County Health Department of Health. And I just can't, and again, complying with the stay-at-home order and Stay Safe Ohio order to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. I think we're doing our fair share. And from what I've seen, when I have been out and about, I have seen the physical distancing taking place. And actually, I think I've seen people become more courteous. in a store or a grocery store, allowing someone to go before you or wait your turn. And so there's a sense of, I think, courteousness. I can't always see you smiling behind your face mask, but you can almost tell by someone's eyes that they're willing to help and work together and cooperate. And I think that's so important in what we're doing every day. It's been challenging over the last few weeks to make some major decisions that are going to affect our community now and over the next few months. And I have been in contact with many of our community organizations to get their input and guidance and hopefully support, which I have gotten from them as we make some major decisions for the city. I want to run through some of those contacts that I've made. I've spoken with the Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio, the Boy Scouts of America Buckeye Council, the North Canton Area Chamber of Commerce, the North Canton Community YMCA and Community Building Office personnel, the North Canton JCs. We've contacted the Ohio Police and Fire Games. They were to have a softball tournament at Price Park in June. I've been in contact regularly with the police department and our fire department, city administration. Have the good rapport and support from our city council. I've been in contact with the board of directors and the league officers for the North Canton Little League, also for youth football. Had my contacts with the North Canton Library, of course, Arrowhead Country Club, Walsh University, North Canton City School Administration, Stark County Health Department. Again, following the guidelines of the CDC, Office of the Governor, Mike DeWine, Ohio Department of Health, complying with our stay home / stay safe Ohio orders, following some guidelines of the Department of Homeland Security, the President's guidelines for opening America, just being in contact and talking with people, again, our stakeholders, our citizens, our residents, our faith organizations, and my association with the Mayor's Association of Portage, Summit, and Stark County, in contact with the and learning about other mayors are doing in their communities in Northeast Ohio. What I'd like to share with you right now is some points of interest regarding the closure of our building still here at City Hall, some of our property, and dealing with the coronavirus, and some cancellations and suspensions of some of our major assemblies, parades, and special events. It is essential that the spread of COVID-19 be slowed to protect the ability of public and private healthcare providers to safeguard public health, safety, and welfare of our persons living or otherwise present in the city of North Canton. As of May 1st, 2020, the Ohio Department of Health Director, Dr. Amy Acton, has issued Director's Stay Safe Ohio order. That order, excuse me, as of May 2020, Dr. Acton issued a Stay Safe Ohio order, and that order remains in full force until 11:59 on May 29th, 2020, unless the director or the Ohio Department of Health rescinds or modifies this order at a sooner time or date. So City Hall and other government buildings remain closed to the public access through May 29th of 2020 in support of this Stay Safe Ohio order issued by Dr. Acton and through the office of Governor Michael DeWine. So however, we're going to make one exception to this as we slowly open up our phase of operations. In support of the building department and permits and inspections, the building department counter will reopen on May 18th, 2020. They'll resume operations. That'll be Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30 p.m., 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. as a part of the recommendation, again, of the Governor's Office in Ohio Department of Health to follow the safety precautions that will need to be in place. Again, we'll be following simple things such as one person at the counter, physical distancing in the waiting room or lobby area. Facial coverings are going to be strongly suggested by anybody coming in who is a contractor or needs a license. And we're opening this up only really for those people Your utility payments can still be dropped off at the rear door of City Hall, or they can be mailed in. We're really opening this up, folks, to people who are coming in to get a license for or to do contracting work. We're well aware that there's, now that the weather's decent, people want to get started on projects, and you want to get a roof done, or you need a basement fixed, or you want to do some repairs inside your home that will require a permit from the person performing that work. We want to open that up so that there is more connectivity for them and make it a little bit easier for them than doing everything online. So keep in mind, that is strictly for the building trades that will open the, allow them to come into the building to complete their work and then leave and go about their work. As of May 4th, 2020, that was Monday, the following list of events or programs have been suspended or canceled in cooperation with preventing the spread of the COVID-19 virus. And if you, all the stakeholders I talked to you, I just read to you, all the people I contacted and organizations, they understand the reason that we're having to approach the large gathering or spectator type events that in preparation for them to plan an event, we had to get out in front and make some recommendations that will help save them money and time in planning, but also give them an opportunity to reassess and have a plan B or C that if and when the day comes that we can go ahead and have a major gathering or event, they'll be ready to go with a plan. And we're going to do our utmost here from this office to accommodate them and work with them the best that we can. So let me share this list with you, folks. Friday, Saturday, May 15th and 16th, the North Canton Garden Club plant sale at Dogwood Shelter. Again, these are all cancellations, folks. Saturday, May 16th, the North Canton JC Special Olympics that were going to be held at the North Canton High School Memorial Stadium, canceled. Unfortunately, our Lions Club Memorial Day Parade, canceled. The North Canton Mayor's Fishing Rodeo will not take place this year. I'll address that just a little later, though. The Ohio Police and Fire Game Softball Tournament, again, that was going to be at Price Park, has been suspended and canceled. On Saturday, or I should say Monday, June 15th through Saturday, June 20th, the North Canton JC Fair has been canceled. Saturday, July 4th, the North Canton JC's Parade and Fireworks Display has been canceled. On Saturday, July 4th, the North Canton YMCA 5 and 2 mile run walks have been canceled. And on Monday, July 20th through Wednesday, July 22nd, the North Canton JC Safety Town has been canceled. Again, sadly, Saturday, August the 5th, North Canton Area Chamber of Commerce Main Street Festival activities have been canceled. And in cooperation and discussions with the Canton Symphony, our concert that we would have on Labor Day, September the 7th, has been canceled. So these are the major events that we've had to address and build out to handle to comply with dealing with mass gatherings. And in short, per the Stay Safe Ohio order, no public and private gatherings outside a single household or family or unit are prohibited or permitted. Gatherings of more than 10 people are prohibited. Again, weddings and funerals are accepted from this requirement, but receptions are not. Other exceptions are gathering to exert your First Amendment rights, religious facilities, and members of the media. So those are some of the major closings we're facing for the summer and upcoming. I'd like to go in a little bit more detail for you to give to talk about some of the properties that we have available, that we have shut down or closed to public, but yet there are things you can do. And I'm going to go through that list, so bear with me. As I said, City Hall and other government buildings remain closed to public access through May 29th, 2020. And only employees or designated persons or workers are allowed entry, with the exception, again, of the building department. folks, if you have to come in and make a police report, again, you can still meet with the, be buzzed in or come to the window for the police department to make contact with the police department there. Our city operations are still open for remote work operations, and that goes through the May 29, 2020. So some of our employees are still working remotely from their offices here. We'll continue to employee temperature monitoring. That's going to continue on through May the 29th. I know a big question has been coming up about parks, recreations, and just general notes of information. So here I go. In regards to the North Canton Civic Center, Dogwood Indoor Shelter, they remain closed. We're not accepting any reservations until after September the 7th, okay? Our outdoor picnic pavilions, such as at Washington, these are in Price Park, Washington, Fitzpatrick, Price 1 and 2. Now, the Whitworth Park, the Eastwoods Park shelters, the reservations for those have been suspended through, again, September the 7th. Now, they can be used following the stay-at-home order or safe order, Ohio. Again, no public or private gatherings outside a single household or family unit are permitted. But gathering of more than 10 people are permitted. So what I'm saying is this: we have these facilities open for us. We haven't closed them completely because I'm linking of this. Let's say you're out walking on our walking path at Price Park. It's a hot sunny day, you need shade, or it starts raining and the weather changes. You are allowed to go into the shelter for protection. All I'm saying is you cannot have gatherings more than 10 people, and you have to maintain at least a 6-foot spacing with them. So if you wanted to stop and have your lunch there, yes, that picnic shelter is there for you, but keep the distance and the physical distancing and the amount of your people less than 10. So I'm not trying to shut everything down and saying you can't use them, but you keep in mind, you just can't have more than 10 people, and you have to maintain your space and your safe gathering. All our park restrooms are closed. We do have one Porta-John that's located on the Price Park West Maple side, and we're trying to get a second one for Glenwood. Those are cleaned regularly by the company. Again, we're just not opening our restrooms because of the amount of time that people might be in there. We don't know what can happen in those classrooms. Hopefully with a Porta-John, basically you take care of things and then you move and then you leave. So that's it for the restrooms. All our park playgrounds are closed and we have signs posted. Sometimes they get torn down. There's things that we need to repost, okay, and double check. All our basketball courts are closed. The Dogwood Pool remains closed. However, it is on a scheduled maintenance plan for cleanup and reopening, and we're looking to do that hopefully in the first or second week of June. Folks, I want to be very optimistic here, because if we have the opportunity that the governor says, hey, listen, a pool could be open like this, or an outside recreational pool, we'll put some standards in place. And I want to be optional, and I want to have that water running for us so that we'll have a chance to get in and cool off from all that we're doing. Again, Dogwood Park, indoor shelter, and playground are closed. When it comes to the Whitworth Park, the shelter, there's no reservations. The playground, basketball court, and restrooms are closed. However, the tennis courts, the baseball field are open for use. No organized play is allowed. Safe distancing and 10-person limitation must be followed. So if 3 or 4 people wanted to get to the baseball field, they want to throw the ball around or hit a bat and ball. If you want to do like we did in grade school, we used to close left field, and there could be 5 or 6 of us out there hitting the ball, and we played. Okay, so all I'm saying is, no organized league play. We can't allow that, but you can go out and throw a ball or hit a couple balls with your son or daughter. Just be careful, and you've got to. That responsibility falls on you, the parent, or a parent. okay, or loved one that's going to be there with your kids. Strasser Park, the playground, basketball court, and restrooms are closed. Again, the tennis courts are open. No league plays, safe distancing, we're asking you to be followed. Schneider Park, which is at the dead end of Claremont Avenue Southeast, the playground and basketball court are closed. In West Park, the playground and basketball court are closed. Eastwoods Park, off of East Hill Street, shelter is closed to reservations. The playground and basketball court are closed. The tennis courts are open. Again, no league plays, safe distancing to be followed. Upper Glenwood Park, the pickleball court remains open and tennis courts remain open. No league plays. Again, safe distancing is being asked for you to follow. I don't need 10 people standing around up there watching, 2 people playing pickleball. Safe distance, wait your turn. If you're playing tennis, I could see doubles, possibly. Singles would be better. But there again, if you're under the same household, that, could be something different. That could be mother-daughter, father-son, father-daughter, or whoever, playing a game. That's permissible. But I'm trying to keep some things open so you can have some kind of physical activity all the time, still maintaining a safe distance. Rotary Park is open for walking. And of course, one of the gems we have is the Hoover Trail that goes through our city. It's open for biking, hiking, walking, running, bird watching. So that's open. And our Arrowhead our Arrowhead Country Club golf course is open for play. The grill room is open for takeaway food and for beverage. However, the pool and banquet facility remain closed at this time. And the request for permits to allow community or neighborhood block parties are not being issued at this time. Nothing says that you can't have something for your backyard, for your family, or maybe even a neighbor, okay? But 10 people, you've got to maintain that social or physical distancing. I can't stress that enough for us, folks. Here's some things that I think you can do from our outdoor activity in our parks. Again, all the tennis courts are open. The sand volleyball court is open at Price Park. Our softball field at Price Park is open. Again, no organized play. 10-person limitation. Safe distancing has to be in place. Our Price Park pond, fishing will be permitted. The minimum spacing is 6 feet for physical distancing. Folks, if you're going to fish, I'd like to see you do at least 20 feet between each other. But I'm not closing down the pond that you can't come and fish for a little bit. The Whitwer baseball field is open. Again, no organized league play, 10-person limitation. I mentioned before, I'm trying to feel that I believe we can accommodate small groups gatherings, still following the Ohio Department of Health Stay Safe Ohio order. Our Hoover Trail and Rotary Park is open. The pickleball court is open. In regards to the North Canton Little League baseball fields, those are under the direction of their board of directors. I've had good conversation with them. I have a good education I understand the importance of outdoor activity for all our kids, whether it's youth football, baseball, running, swimming. I get all that. I just left it up to them that we worked out a plan to eventually, as things open up from our governor, and this is all this is contingent, folks, is on the any further mandates that come from our local and state government. But there might be a possibility for them to have a short season or have an opportunity to have some kind of play for kids in Little League baseball and eventually possibly in youth football. We'll have to wait and see how these dates open up from our governor. Thank you for that. Just a couple of other notes of information. The North Canton City Schools pick-up and go meals are available Monday through Friday. And folks, they have the volunteers and staff are there are doing a fantastic job. Over 900 meals a day are going out for our kids and for our families. Thank you very much. Over 900 a day going out in just a few hours. For our North Canton City Schools, my contact with them in regards to their operations, folks, they're following the directives of the Ohio Department of Education and the Ohio High School Athletic Association regarding their schoolwork and outlook. That's really all I can say about that. If you need to speak to them, you can contact their city administration or the North Canton School Administration. But my conversations with them, they're following those directives from the ODE and the OHSAA. Something for our North Canton YMCA. They've been licensed as a pandemic child care facility, and their center can accommodate up to 60 children. So if you're looking for child care, you might be able to contact them. I've been in contact with the North Canton Public Library. Their outdoor activities have been put on hold indefinitely. However, if you go to their website, I think they have some innovative programs to help your kids and your families stay up with a literacy initiative and possibly some in-home activities that you can do. But unfortunately, our family film nights, we just can't hold right now. And we'll see what happens for the future. My contact with the Northeast Ohio Girl Scouts and our local Boy Scout Council, they've canceled their day camp activities within the city. I know in talking with the Girl Scouts, their 2 resident camps are on hold right now. And in contact with the Buckeye Council, I know their 7 Ranges camp is on hold through June 28th. But there again, there could be activities that you could do throughout the week in small group settings that might allow the kids to have some sense of connectivity, but yet keeping that distance, a safe distance for them. If you go to the Ohio Department of Health, they have come up with some more guidelines and checklists for you. And I'll just show you briefly, but you can go to their website. This one is a checklist for families with children, with youth with special healthcare needs, protecting against COVID-19. That form will look like this, excuse me. So if you go and you can check on this checklist, that's available for you. Another one that they have right now is information for and checklist for business employers. It's a good guideline for you to start planning. That I'm encouraged, like you are, that things will open up for us. But this is something that you might want to consider, and for the safety of your employees and your patrons. So that's available. One more I got for you. This is about Ohio travel and how to protect yourself against COVID-19. It gives you some guidelines there for your families and friends. I know with graduations coming up, you may be having families coming from out of state, and so that there might be some safeguards there that you'll want to look into. And for this is also on their website about preparing to reopen your business, and it has some guidelines for you that would help you think about your plan, your employees, your vendors that you'll have contact with, your customers, and cash flow. So there again, those are some points of information for you to research. This has been a very challenging time for us, I know, and we've had to make some hard decisions about cancellations of some of our major events. Those things have been the fabric of North Canton. But we're going to have to put a few things on hold. We're going to have to be patient. And that just keep in mind that navigating this COVID-19 disease is a work in progress. The information gathered here that I've provided for us is to help you understand the challenge of balancing health, safety, and welfare for all of you. This is no ordinary time for us. The science shows that the virus does not discriminate on who we are or where we're from. It doesn't discriminate whether you're gender, ethnicity, religion. Doesn't matter who we are or where we're from. That's the unfortunate circumstance that we're facing. What I've tried to lay out for you is some type of a balance where you can maintain some kind of connectivity with for your family, for your children, still get out, have a sense of outdoor activity and physical well-being. But it comes down on this: the trust I have in our citizens and our residents, that you'll do the right thing and maintain your own physical distancing. If it doesn't seem right that you should be there, or something else is not happening within a safe atmosphere, then maybe that's the time that you leave. We want you to, I know they want us to stay at home as much as possible. There are special needs that you have to get out for. I get that too. Same for here, whether it's medication at a pharmacy, just your groceries. It could be even going to the cemetery and just being with your folks or a loved one. So my appeal to you is, let's be patient. I think we're going to try to get the businesses out as soon as we can. And I know it's a burden on us, but these are unordinary times. So all I can ask of you is just to stay safe, keep well. We'll see what May 29th brings to us. If things change for us, folks, I'll be the first one to get out there to help us. And keep this in mind too. I know we have some things canceled, but I have talked with some of our community organizations. I am hopeful that in September or late September or early October, we can have a community event where we can bring you, the JCs, the Chamber, the Y. I know I'm going to forget somebody, the 720 Market. Can we do something maybe in October or September? And let's just have a celebration where we can help refund some of those organizations who benefit our community throughout the year, and just to have a chance to connect and celebrate a time that a beautiful, hopefully fall day, that we can reconnect and enjoy some friendship and have the spirit of our community re-energized. So I'm very hopeful for that. So I'm going to put that out there for you. But thank you for your time and privilege of sharing this morning with me. Just stay safe, keep well, and we'll see you for maybe next Wednesday for another update. Thank you very much. Take care. God bless.